I never imagined that a simple family dinner could reveal the truth about a man my daughter loved. I had always kept my doubts silent, believing that life had taught me enough to stay patient, to observe before I judged. But that evening, oh, that evening, everything changed. It started with a message from my daughter, Aisha. "Mama, come for dinner on Saturday. We want to spend some time with you." I smiled when I saw the invite. Aisha had been married for 2 years to a man named Rehan, successful, charming on the surface, but hiding an ego big enough to cast a long shadow. I had noticed his arrogance during small moments, the way he dismissed waiters, smirked at people who spoke imperfect English, or mocked anyone less educated. I worried he might treat Aisha the same way, but she always brushed it off. "He's just stressed with work, Mama. He doesn't mean anything by it," she'd say. But I knew better. People reveal themselves through the way they treat those they don't need. Still, I went to their home with an open heart. When I arrived, Aisha greeted me with a warm hug, but Rehan barely looked up from his phone. "Assalamu alaikum," I said gently. He didn't bother replying. Instead, he gave me a quick nod, as if acknowledging a waiter who had just refilled his water glass. Aisha shot him a look, but I just smiled. I had come prepared for peace, not war. Dinner was served beautifully: mutton roast, pulao, mixed vegetables, and naan. Aisha had clearly worked hard. We sat down, and that's when Rehan began his performance. "So, Auntie," he said loudly, as if talking to someone hard of hearing, "I hope the food is okay for you. It might be different from what you're used to. We normally cook refined dishes." His words were laced with fake politeness, the tone of someone trying to show superiority. Aisha froze, her eyes widening. I simply nodded. "It looks lovely." He continued, "You know, most people from your generation didn't get much exposure to different cuisines. But don't worry, I'm sure you'll manage." The insult landed sharp and clean, but I stayed quiet. Years of raising children, dealing with life, and surviving hardships had taught me the power of silence. Rehan smirked, thinking he had scored a victory. Then, as if that wasn't enough, he added, "Actually, Aisha told me you only studied till, what was it? 10th grade. Don't worry, Auntie. These days even people with low education manage fine." Aisha dropped her spoon. "Rehan, stop." I touched her hand gently. "Beta, it's okay." He wasn't done. He leaned back, wearing the smug look of a man who believed he was untouchable. "You know, Auntie, in our social circle, people are highly accomplished: engineers, CEOs, MBAs. It must feel intimidating for someone like you." The room went silent. I looked at him calmly. "Intimidating? No, Beta. I've met all kinds of people in life." He chuckled. "Well, I hope today you'll learn something new." Aisha's eyes pleaded for me to say something, but I waited. I knew that the right moment always reveals itself. It came sooner than expected. Just as we finished eating, Rehan's phone rang. His expression changed instantly. Panic flickered across his face. "It's the director from the board," he muttered, standing up quickly. "They need the investment reports. They said my email attachments weren't opening." Aisha whispered, "You didn't send them as PDFs." "What PDF? I sent the Excel sheets exactly how he gave them," Rehan snapped. I blinked. "Did you lock the formulas?" I asked. He looked confused. "What formulas?" I exchanged a knowing glance with Aisha. She covered her face, trying not to laugh. I decided it was time. "Beta," I said softly, "bring your laptop." Reluctantly, he placed it in front of me. I opened the files, rewrote the broken formulas, organized the sheets, and exported the full report to PDF, clean, secure, and professional. Then, without saying a word, I drafted the email he needed to send. Rehan stared at me, as if I had suddenly turned into a wizard. "Auntie, how did you do that?" I smiled. "Oh, I only studied till 10th grade, but I spent 25 years working as a senior accountant in a multinational company. His mouth fell open. Aisha folded her arms. I told you Mama worked professionally for years. You were an accountant, he stammered. Actually, I said gently, I trained dozens of MBAs on Excel and financial reporting. Your director, I used to work with him years ago. Rehan paled. And refined dishes, I continued with a small laugh. Your mutton roast recipe is the same one I used to teach Aisha. Aisha burst out laughing. Mama, don't expose him like that. Rehan sank back into his chair, speechless. I leaned forward slightly. My voice remained soft, but my words carried weight. Beta, education, and manners have nothing to do with age or degrees. True refinement comes from humility, from treating others with respect. Remember that. Rehan swallowed hard. Auntie, I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's the problem, I replied kindly. You didn't try to know. For the first time since I had known him, Rehan looked genuinely ashamed. Aisha squeezed my hand under the table. The next morning, something unexpected happened. At 9 a.m., I received a message from Rehan. Auntie, I'm truly sorry for how I behaved. I was arrogant. Thank you for helping me. If you're free, I want to learn more from you. Excel, financial reporting, anything you can teach. I smiled and typed back. Of course, Beta, I'm always here to help, but remember, respect should come before knowledge. He replied instantly. Yes, Auntie, I understand now. And from that day onward, the arrogant mask he wore slowly disappeared. He began treating Aisha with more kindness and me with genuine respect. Sometimes life teaches lessons in unusual ways. That night, I didn't raise my voice or argue. I simply let my actions speak. And that was enough to leave him speechless.